Free legal advice. Elijah of New writes, your first free legal advice when you said shh was really cute. Thank you. But can you give us some real world examples of why it is important to stay quiet in legal conflicts? Well, there would be two reasons I can think of off the top of my head. The first one is that you can reveal your hand. You can give ample opportunity to your opponent or the other side to know exactly what it is you're thinking and what arguments that you might make. In fact, you can also reveal implied important information. For instance, if you are saying that you're seeking a lawyer and you're going to go out and find a lawyer to represent you in a civil action, where lawyers generally take percentages of what they can get in the civil action, and you reveal that that lawyer is actually requiring money, you reveal a lot about the potential value or how that attorney feels about your case. So that's important, number one. And secondly, but probably most importantly, is you can say something that you think is absolutely, completely innocent. And you would have been in such a better circumstance if you just stayed quiet. I can give you two instances of real world examples, one of which I heard of, and the second one is actually happening right now on YouTube, so it's interesting. The first one is an example of a woman who I have heard she was rear-ended, and it's a clear liability civil case, auto accident, and it should be a slam dunk. But what happened was, in a deposition, she was questioned, and she was making statements about how, at the time that she was rear-ended, she was looking behind her towards her children in the back seat who were making a ton of noise, were frustrating her, and she was angry, and she had to yell at them to be quiet, and then the accident happened. She's allowed the defendants to actually argue that she wasn't paying attention to the road. And here's a real-world example from YouTube. Take a look at this statement. Now here we have a YouTuber who runs an organization, and there are a number of other YouTubers that she's threatened civil action against to sue for substantial amounts of money. Upwards of, I think, 300,000 may have been the call. It might have even been in the millions, I'm not sure. But this is an example of if I represented this lady, I would be so amazingly frustrated. Here you see that she's saying, I laugh at the enemies, referring, of course, to people that she's threatened to sue. We had over 1 million views last year, and with all their publicity, I'm sure we have at least doubled that by now. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the classic situation when you're an attorney and you represent somebody, because if you threaten civil damages in a civil action in substantial amounts, and yet at the same time you are seeking to sue someone for benefiting you, ladies and gentlemen, this is how you ruin any possible case that you might have. How much do you think this particular person could get awarded by a jury if you were on that jury, if this person is claiming that their organization was benefited by that which they're alleging caused harm? Not good. So that's why, with real world examples, that shh is the best legal advice I could possibly ever give to anybody. Free legal advice.